Hello, my name is Bill Procopio. I'm a retired engineer from Boeing Satellite Systems of El Segundo, California. I live in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. I will demonstrate an effective use of a compressor in a musical context by using an acoustic piano recording. The dynamics processor, the compressor. A fundamental type of insert is the dynamics processor, which principally operates on the volume of the signal, and they come in the form of expanders, compressors, gates, and limiters. All employ the same parameters: threshold, attack, release, and ratio, and all have two core functionalities: analysis of the signal and volume control. Now, a compressor will automatically reduce the gain or volume of the signal based upon the parameter settings. So we have threshold, which is at the point at which the processor will operate. How the attack is how fast the process is applied when crossing the threshold. Release is how fast the process is applied when returning from the threshold. Knee is the level of curve applied to soften the process, and ratio is the difference in change from input to output. So for example, 1:1 ratio would be no change. 2:1 would mean that for every 1 dB of incursion into the threshold, there would be a 2 dB reduction. Example used here is an acoustic piano recording. Now the sound of the piano and that of the drums have very different wave shapes, thus different compression needs. The piano naturally has soft mechanisms, felt-covered hammers and dampers, that manage the sound. Hence, the effects of the attack and release process of the compressor will not be as pronounced. The piano, however, is very rich dynamically in volume, and we will be able to see the compressor function in its ability to drive the amplitude of the composite plane of notes toward an equalization. Now you see that I have Logic Pro 9 called up, and I have a single track with a recording of an acoustic piano. I have a loop set up so that we can repetitively listen to something as I change the parameters in the compressor insert that I show here. Now what I'm going to demonstrate first is that attack and release, because of the softness of the piano, don't seem to be contributing too much to the sound of the piano. So I will change the ratio to 2 to start, and a threshold of -12. And then I will start the playing, and then I'll play around with attack and release, and you can see that there really isn't much of a difference there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce this particular recording and compressor setting so that we can refer to it later on. Now that was at a ratio of 2:1 and a threshold of -12. Now we're going to change it to a ratio of 4:1 and a threshold of -24, and we'll play that. So you can obviously hear that it's gotten quieter. I'll play around with the threshold while it's playing. So for reference, I'm going to bounce it now at this ratio of 4:1 and threshold of -24. So now you can graphically see the difference in it. At the top is the original. Below is the ratio of 4:1. And then below that is the ratio of 2:1. And you can see that in general, the sounds that were at the that were below the threshold, their amplitude did not change. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I appreciate you reviewing my lesson.